This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that. You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
Oh boy. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, August 6th. I'm here with Stephanie, Al, Brandon. I'm Tori. Sam has the day off, but it's also her birthday.
Yay.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Sam.
birthday, Sam.
It's also her husband's birthday, too, so happy birthday, Mark. They share a
weird.
birthday. It's very cute.
My grandparents shared a birthday.
Really? My grandparents shared a birthday.
It's interesting.
It's not weird anymore. Sorry.
Okay, now it's common.
Now it's a trend.
Should former President Barack Obama feel free to criticize the current president? Well, Obama condemned racist rhetoric yesterday, and now the president is firing back. Obama said, quote, "We should soundly reject language coming out of the mouths of any of our leaders that feeds a climate of fear and hatred or normalizes racist sentiments." But this morning, Trump tweeted, "I'm the least racist person." He also cites the low unemployment rate for minorities as proof. So,
how has the low minority rate got anything to do with the fact that he's not racist when he wants to build a wall separating America from Mexico, Tory?
So from his side of the story, he's saying that he's worked very hard for African Americans and people of color, and that these marginalized people have come forward and really risen out of an unemployment rate that was really bad. And that's true. I'm not sure if that's his policy or Obama's policy following through, but how do you feel about him saying, "I'm the least racist person"? And do you think Obama was taking a direct hit at Trump?
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely was, and I think he's allowed to speak his mind. You would know better than me. Is Obama considered a private citizen now?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so he's a private citizen. The last I checked, if you look under any video on YouTube or Yahoo, there's plenty of people commenting. But it's interesting who can and cannot comment. If an athlete like LeBron James says something, what did they tell him at Fox News? Shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
So athletes can't comment. If an actor says anything, they say shut up and act. So actors can't comment. If the former president makes a statement, then they say you're not the president anymore. You can't. So who is allowed to talk?
But let me ask you a
If the
question.
press says something, it's fake news.
Let
Same thing.
me ask you guys a question. Should Obama be commenting on this? Because we had 32 mass shootings under Obama's watch. His first 2 years, the Dems ruled the House and the Senate. He could have passed any gun law legislation he wanted at that time.
Very true. Let's
but he
address
didn't.
that.
So should he be talking right now?
Let's address that, right? So a lot of people are saying, hey, school shootings happened under Bush, under Obama. It's true. Sandy Hook happened under Obama. 6-year-olds were killed. So let's say it as it is, because the other side is saying that. Now, here's the thing. Do I think Obama incited that violence? Do I think he fanned the flames and the egregiousness and the amount went as far? I also think Obama tried to pass it, and it always ends up in the Senate dead on the floor. So if you want to talk to who it's really for, talk to your senators.
But you just said there was 32.
Yeah, 32.
When there was Obama. There's been 250 so far this year.
I understand that. So that still means 32. It's still going to happen. Regardless of
but
what
we're talking
laws
about
are
people
put in
being
point.
specifically targeted.
Correct.
That's the difference.
And quoting from his tweets.
Yeah, and I think when we look at the entire forest, it gets kind of look like they're all just school shootings.
Yeah.
These are specific instances. We're talking about an individual that drove 10 hours to a border town to kill Mexicans.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what he did.
As opposed to Al, a mental illness, let's say, which we can say in some of those school shootings, it is seemingly more racially motivated.
Right.
So DBL Nation, let us know what you guys think.
Good discussion.
Very good. And important to have, right? Important to be open and honest and trusting each other with that. Well, after the mass shooting this weekend, Venezuela and Uruguay are warning their citizens to stay away from America and urging them to take precautions if they do travel here. So is it unsafe for brown people to travel in America? Let's just call it what it is.
Has it ever been safe?
That's a really good point.
When was that day?
That's a really good point.
You know, starting from Jim Crow and moving on through the civil rights era, where we have pictures with people that are still alive having dogs sicked on them, being hung from trees, being attacked by police officers in uniform. We moving on forward to Rodney King, on through the police killings that we've seen on almost a bi-monthly basis at this point. Trayvon Martin's gone, Eric Garner's gone.
With no repercussions.
With no repercussions. So I'm wondering when was it ever safe?
Absolutely. And Al, like when we were first talking about this in the meeting, I'm like, what is Venezuela? Why would Venezuela say that when they have turmoil going on with their own government right now?
If you don't know, Venezuela almost doesn't have a government at this point.
Yeah, and today is August 6th. It's the 250th 218th day of the year. We've had 255 mass shootings in 218 days. So if you're Venezuelan, you're Uruguayan, you come out here, I wouldn't go to a Walmart out here. I wouldn't go to a country concert. I'd be afraid of my life when I went anywhere, not only just because they're brown skinned, but just because you're in America.
So let me ask you, be super honest. Do you worry when you walk into a Target?
I don't personally, but I think because for me, it still seems... obviously, we talk about it so much. I've never been more aware of the situation. Right. But it also seems so foreign to me that it just doesn't seem like it's quite real.
Like more like a movie. It's still like a movie.
I feel almost like I'm observing it from like, I'm here, but I'm not fully involved because I'm not American. It's a really strange thing to say. But does it make me think about my future in America? Absolutely. Does it make me think, would I have a family here? Absolutely not.
See,
how do y'all feel when you walk into a Target or
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Please.
I don't think about it.
No? My head is on a swivel like I was playing football all over.
Really?
And what is that called? That is called 100%. That's white privilege, right?
No, but it's not a white privilege thing.
I think it's just how you handle.
Yeah.
I don't think about it because I don't have to think about it.
What do you mean you don't have to think about it? There's been white people,
do.
255
But I'm not being targeted by the White House on down, right? Like my people, although the Jews have been targeted, let's be honest, I feel that specifically brown people and people of color are almost the target right now. And
I would say the latest ones, but I don't think that the shootings have been specific at all. We talk about the synagogues. We talk about Emmanuel. We talk about Sandy Hook. Virginia Beach.
But recently,
Pulse nightclub. They all were different people. So yes, recently, yes. But I mean, I don't think those people going to a Jason Aldean concert in Las Vegas ever thought for 1 second that they'd be that they'd be part of what they were part of.
I also have to be more prepared because I'm being honest.
But how do you prepare for that, though?
I know.
What do you do?
At least I have a swivel on my head on my swivel, though. That's important. Thank you for being honest about that, you guys. Are the two massacres enough to spark action? Well, there could be some hope on the horizon. Ohio Governor Republican Mike DeWine unveiled several proposals this morning, including a red flag law and background checks for most firearm purchases. If you don't know what a red flag law is, it prevents people from having guns if a family member in different states or doctor says this person is unstable, and they can come from a court, say okay, and get a protection to take it away. You're going to hear that a lot. Meantime, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has asked 3 GOP committee chairmen to brainstorm potential solutions. Will this be enough to create change? And again, I'm just going to preempt this and let you guys talk. There are already 2 bills that have passed the House on universal gun background check and a registry. He is not putting that to the floor. So why is that not an option as well?
I think it's a stall tactic. I mean, because if you guys don't have kids yet, and you will know, like if your kid goes, can we go to Denny's? And you really don't feel like getting in the car and putting your shoes on, you're just like, me and your mom gonna think about it for a little while. You know, they go upstairs and you just hope they forget, which they always do. Right. And that's what they did, brainstorming session. Like, so now you're brainstorming after what, 2:55? What about 2:51?
Yeah. Or how about the bills on your desk?
When were we going to start?
So do you think this could be used in the election? Let's wait, let's stall. And then as the election, as campaign season comes, it gets passed, and now it looks like...
I don't think it'll get passed during campaign season because how could it? Again, the way our political system is structured, the politicians, and I feel like I'm defending them, and I'm not. It's more of an indictment of our system. They cannot promote any kind of anti-gun bill because they will not be reelected. That is how serious people take this.
I'm going to hypothesize something different. He's gone back to Kentucky, and massive amounts of people, even in Kentucky, are calling him Massacre Mitch. I think blood is on his hands on this one, and I think people are seeing it differently. Yeah. I hope.
Hey,
because
from your lips,
90% of the public support universal background check.
Right? I can't believe we're still talking about
that. That's bipartisan.
That should just be standard. It's standard.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about this with driver's licenses.
I know.
Like, this guy said he wants one, so he just walked in and he got one online.
Yeah.
What?
It's insane.
It's insane.
Even Trump is for that, so I hope he pushes that, and I hope he pressures Mitch McConnell. Let's hope.
Nice rings, too, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Mrs. T.
Bling, bling.
All right, thanks. A group of young white men is causing controversy right now for this Instagram photo. Check it out. It is showing them with a cardboard cutout of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez at the Kentucky State Fair. Now, they're wearing Team Mitch shirts, referring, of course, to Mitch McConnell, who we just spoke about. AOC tweeted him asking, "Are you paying for young men to practice groping and choking members of Congress with your payroll? Or is this just the standard culture of Team Mitch?" So, if you didn't see it, they're choking a cardboard cutout of her. If you didn't know, Border Patrol people on Facebook have talked about violently raping.
Not talked about.
AOC.
There was a video in which her head was superimposed onto it.
So she's upped her security.
And the head of the border security was on that thread.
Exactly. So these aren't empty threats. She has upped her Senate security. She's covered by more people than usual. She has been a target for hate mail and death threats. So is this too far, and should Mitch say something?
This is, of course, it's way too far. Regardless of, even if, let's say, it wasn't her, regardless if it was any woman's, any picture, this is not okay. This is horrifically violent. They're laughing and joking. This goes to show, we talk about the rape culture at its finest. This is disgusting. The fact that these young men have openly posted this picture on the internet, they all should be, I believe, have punishment for this. Yeah, this is really not okay. They're all laughing, they're joking. It's not funny.
And Steph, tell me if you agree as a woman. The guy, can we show that picture again, please?
Let's see.
The bottom with that picture of his finger, that to me seems aggressively sexual in a way.
Yeah. Well, all of it does. The fact that one of the gentlemen just above him is choking the cardboard cutout, and they're all laughing and joking about it.
Your name, Team Mitch, is on there.
Yeah, I mean, he should be ashamed. Something more needs to be done.
He at least needs to make a statement, I would assume. Even if you're a Mitch McConnell fan, do you think he should make... If you love Mitch McConnell, you're from Kentucky, write in, do you think even now, choking another congressperson, is that too far?
I mean, you can't do certain things. Right? Brandon, how many stadiums have you played in? You can't, and you go to soccer matches now, you can't just have the opposite team's best player hung in effigy. Yeah. Like, you cannot post and do certain things. This isn't just, life isn't just a free-for-all where you can just do and say what you want.
This is what I mean. I think online people seem to have this false sense of security that they can say and do whatever they want. And oh yeah, freedom of speech and all that, but at what point does it go way too far? And if you're joking about a woman being raped and choked, you've crossed that line.
Yeah, I would think Mitch doesn't even, I'm saying Mitch like I know him, I don't think Senator McConnell would want this on his record, but I'm waiting to hear a response. We do have some sad news to share. Toni Morrison is dead at the age of 88. She was the Nobel Prize-winning author of books like Beloved, The Bluest Eye, and Sula, and Song of Solomon. Her publisher said she passed away last night after a short illness and was surrounded by loved ones.
This is absolutely heartbreaking. Growing up, my mom used to always have these quotes and articles from black activists, black poets, black writers.
I'm obsessed with
and
your
I
mother.
always remember she would have Toni Morrison on there as well. And this one quote where she says, "Freeing yourself was one thing, claiming ownership of that freed self was another." Think about that as we go into the break.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's unbelievable. DBL is live, and coming up, a story of faith, family, and a baby who just would not give up. It's a powerful heart threads. And you, the viewer, you're our fifth host. Despite recent shootings at Walmart locations across the country, the corporate giant will not stop selling guns. Your comments on that coming up next.
Kelly Schuberth here. Sorry, Kel. No, you're fine. Kelly Schuberth here with the DBL Digital team. Happy Tuesday. We are tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now, but I think we're going to go to the desk and chat with our hosts as they get a little touch-up. Hey, guys, what's happening up here?
Can I get a new, this one's on 5%.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, y'all. So a lot of you writing in saying a lot about Moscow Mitch and Massacre Mitch. Moscow Mitch doesn't care about AOC or her safety. This is a threat from Republicans, and it should be punished immediately. So even if you are a conservative and a Republican, I'd love your opinion on that, because I don't think if a Democrat did that or had Team Obama shirts and was doing something, would that be okay? I would want him to speak out.
I just want to go into this, to a couple of these comments right now. Coco Bardot on YouTube says, "Oh, look, it's Uncle Tom. Sorry, Brandon." And then we get Zoe Rose. "Oh, Brandon, bless your heart. Obama couldn't pass any gun laws because the Senate refused. Mitch McConnell stopped him." But if you did your research, which was what I has spent my entire morning doing, that's why I brought up Obama's first 2 years of his term. The Democrats ruled the House and the Senate.
Unfortunately, though, in the Senate at that time, Al Franken was out and Kennedy had seizures, so they didn't have a strong majority. So they were down by 2 votes. It's only 100 people. He didn't have a strong majority in the Senate. He definitely ruled the House, but I would say the Senate it wouldn't be a strong majority. But yes, do I think Obama could have done more? 100%.
So
yes,
let's
but I absolutely do.
Because, like I said, that white supremacy thing. I'm from Virginia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from a country part of Virginia, And I've been the only black kid in neighborhoods on baseball teams and all that. That white supremacy stuff, that's nothing new to me. But if we still having mass shootings that have nothing to, what does Sandy Hook have to do with white supremacy?
Nothing.
And I'm not
It's just
trying
crazy.
to back that or anything like that. It's just, I'm tired of the shooting, regardless of what it's about.
I think you want to blame the Senate at this point.
Okay.
What you're saying is like they're the ones blocking it. It's not a presidential thing. Even Trump wants bump stocks taken away, high magazine capacity. Mitch isn't moving. Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Walmart is one of the largest sellers of firearms and ammunition in the U.S. And despite the shooting in El Paso, the company will still sell them. In 2015, Walmart stopped selling assault rifles, and after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas school shooting, they raised the minimum gun purchasing age to 21. So DBL Nation, let's get to it. Should Walmart stop selling all guns?
All right, here we go. Let's get to these comments. Shelly from Facebook says, no, this is another way to start chipping away at our constitutional rights. I don't believe in assault rifles, but I believe in our rights. I look at it, Walmart is sitting here like this is still legal and we're going to still make money off of it. We said yesterday when Victoria's Secret finally has decided to have a transgender model, it was a business-based thing. Walmart is following their business plan and they're in it to make money.
There it is. Gina from Facebook says there are a lot of other places that sell guns, so why not Walmart? Well, Gina, I believe Walmart's the biggest distributor of gun sales in the country, so I think that would be why they want to start there. But in this case, I kind of agree with Brandon. I mean, it's still legal, and last I checked, we were in a capitalistic society, and they are allowed to make money as long as it's legal in any way that they please, and they don't have a moral obligation to stop selling guns because the citizens are mishandling them. So until there's some legislation, I feel like they're free to sell them.
Mike from YouTube says, I would think Walmart would be better off losing the gun sales versus the many people who will further boycott the company. I stopped shopping there long ago because of its practices. This is a really tricky one. I do agree with what Al says. I do wish that Walmart as a company, for their own sake and reputation, would have more steps in place. Like if you go to a pharmacy, you have to bring a note from a doctor to even get a prescription. It should be more difficult than that to get your hands on a gun. So I'd like to think that they themselves would have procedures in place, regardless of what the laws are, for their own customers' health and safety.
Interesting. John from Facebook says, Walmart has been my go-to for everything from groceries to camping and hunting gear. With that said, I'd happily go elsewhere for a gun in today's world. I just have to think about the Walmart workers who were in that store yesterday, and I think we should ask them if they want to be selling guns. At some point, I disagree with Al on this one. I think they do have a moral obligation. I think brands like Nike and Gillette have taken on maybe a politicized platform, but I think Walmart, after this, if you don't do something, I think it's a drastic mistake.
All right, Cindy from Facebook says, Walmart has already drastically changed policies around the sale of guns. I'm glad they didn't back down. Yeah, you said it in the script when you opened up after 2015, they bumped up the age from 18 to 21. So a lot of people can say, you know, like Cindy says, that's drastically a change. So right now, since that was 2015, now this is 2019, Walmart, what are you going to do this year?
What's the update?
Yep.
All right, let's get to this last one really quickly. Brett from Facebook says, can't Walmart have a separate store that screens and sells guns? I don't like the ideas of family shopping in stores that sell grapes, toys, and guns. Brett, I mean, this model's been done before. It's called Costco with alcohol. There is a complete separate store that's attached to the main store where you go in there to buy liquor. I know that it varies from state to state, but this has been done before, so I would be on board with that.
Interesting. Good points. Good combo. All right. Well, Pink's manager and crew narrowly escaped death after a fiery crash last night. Raquel, tell us the news at the moment.
Well, Tori, it was a crash landing that ended with a miracle, and it involved singers Pink's manager and crew. Now, they were traveling in Europe for her tour when the private jet they were on burst into flames next to a runway in Denmark. They all managed to escape the fire and were not hurt. Pink was not on the plane, and this all happened after a performance in Norway last night. Right now, the cause of the crash is under investigation, and she's scheduled to perform in Denmark tomorrow.
This is tragic.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone's okay, but plane on fire, not good.
Life is precious, and I mean, obviously, when it's your time, and it wasn't their time. So, good on them.
Angel.
What do we say to death?
Not today.
Not today.
Wow.
All right, you're getting real confident with death.
Game of Thrones. That was Game of Thrones. Come on, don't put me out there like that.
Coming up on DBL, watch how a beautiful baby girl defied all the odds and survived despite being born 4 months early. Heart Threads is coming up next.
Hey guys, so Doris, I forgot Doris Shoemaker, who's been a longtime viewer.
Yeah. Hi, Doris.
Lives in Kentucky. Hey. And so she's gonna be my, oh God, I just saw what I look like. Hold on, let me sit up.
Very purdy. Very
What?
purdy.
Sit up straight. Sit up straight. Lord have mercy on my.
Oh,
thank you.
Can we get into the comment?
Okay, sorry. Doris said, I live in Kentucky and we are ready for change. So Doris, as unbiased as you can be, has the mood shifted, like Al and I were talking about, from everyone kind of being okay with Mitch to this happening, the Moscow Mitch thing with the bills on the election not changing, the gun control not changing? Has the mood shifted in Kentucky?
I mean, well, we can't answer that. But
I want Doris to tell me the temperature.
It does seem like there is some kind of shift going on in the country. I mean, it's sad that it's taken all of these shootings. I mean, 250 this year. I mean, how many were last year? How many were the year before? I mean, the numbers are staggering.
I know.
So, I mean, at some point, everybody has a threshold, and eventually things will get fixed. I mean, it changes slow. And, you know, I think that we live in this society where we think things can change in 30 seconds, but it takes 30 years instead.
Welcome back to DBL. Now today's Heart Threads is all about overcoming the odds. Here's Josie's story as how she shows the world how strong she is after being born 4 months early. Born weighing less than a pound, this micro preemie is defying the odds. Before she was born, the placenta holding Josie Boswell was damaged. Her mother also had a condition called preeclampsia. As a result, Josie was born 4 months early and was just 10 inches long. Her family didn't know if she would survive, but Josie was a fighter. Despite developing sepsis, pneumonia, and a chronic lung disease, she survived and was even able to go home. She still needs treatment, but has every potential to lead a normal life.
Every single time, God finds a way to tell us what she needs.
What a great Heart Threads. Keep fighting, Josie. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Naomi. She said I was talking about breaking into it, and I said no one will remember it. Naomi said she did. Naomi, that's why I love you.
Copy those files from the green packet.
What happened? She put her finger in my tea again. No, and I think that's unprofessional, hurtful.
I want that. Why is she wearing headphones?
Yeah, she is walking around like I don't know, like a DJ. She looks like the pink ghost in Pac-Man. She does.
That's a good one.
That's my girl.
I just played that somewhere the other day. That's what I'm saying that. And I was like,
is it weird?
It's hard.
Dude, does it give you anxiety?
Yeah.
I don't like it when they're right behind me.
What the
and
hell
I'm like,
was that? I just played it. But then they trap you, like in the corner, and it's over.
It's I don't know. There's like, I'm not a person that suffers from anxiety, but like Pac-Man does. It just, I don't like things chasing. I don't like that.
Oh, I was at my buddy. It was this weekend. My buddy has the mini Pac-Man game.
Oh, yeah.
Now you could buy like the little arcade
Right,
game.
my son has
That's
that.
where it was. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird you said that.
Isn't
I was
it
like,
weird,
wait.
this resurgence with, because like my kids who grew up with all this technology, love old school stand-up video games. And I wonder what that is, because they have access to like
Pinball.
crazy, yeah.
Remember when we went to that thing?
Yeah, that's where I took my daughter.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went to this place called Hyperspace here in Denver, and I like it because Dave and Buster's, like, they have fun games, but first of all, their games are. Did I ever tell you what happened to me one time with my daughter there?
I know where you're going. They're super expensive.
Dude, I took my oldest daughter and my oldest son to Dave and Buster's, and I put like a decent amount of money in their cars. Like, hey, you guys have been good. And so my daughter goes off, and I like run out, just like let them go play, and I'm eating at the bar, and she comes up and she's like, my car doesn't work, and I'm like, we've only been there for like 8 minutes. So I come back and I'm like, find the manager, and I'm like, I'm being stern but friendly. I'm like, hey, something's wrong. My daughter's trying to have a good time and her car doesn't work. He prints out this receipt. My daughter was playing the pull down thing where you get all those tickets, but it's like $14 a pull, like 14 credits, and there was only like 100 and something on there. So she went through like $60 in probably like 7 or 8 minutes, and I had to do that when you're dead wrong after you've gotten the manager. And you're like, okay,
God.
I see. Okay, well, we're gonna. That's fine, and we're gonna just.
I won't be coming back.
Yes, I'm wrong. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
It was so, because I was like, I had that like, and can we check this out? Because, and I was like, he like black and white is just like, you can't argue. You're just like, oh no. Oh no.
Did you give her more money?
Yeah, I had to. We were staying there. We only been there 10 minutes. I was like, I gotta kill this afternoon.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, and earlier we were talking about Mitch McConnell in Kentucky and whether the mood has shifted a bit after the shootings and him not getting the gun control bills to the Senate floor. Well, Doris Shoemaker is a longtime viewer, and she lives in Kentucky. So I just asked, unbiased, what's the temperature there? What is it? Is it different? Has it moved? And she wrote in, I love this interactive part of Daily Blast Live. She just wrote in, very much so. There are people outside his home protesting. Wow. So that has been a significant shift, and to have someone on the ground like that is invaluable, and that makes our show so great.
People are scared to go out in the public. Like, I understand you said you don't even think about it, but anytime I go somewhere, when I went to your comedy show, Al, I looked at the exit. I looked for exits 3 times.
I was talking to somebody here at DBL that works in a part of the building, and they said they've been looking at exits now. So,
well, let's all be nice to people today, all right? We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.